Morning. We're now live at the KICC, joined, of course, by presidential candidate for the KNC, Peter Kenneth, who's just presented his papers, nomination papers to the IEBC, and has been given the clearance to run for the presidency. Peter Kenneth, thank you very much for making time for us. A very, very important step for you today, isn't it?
Well, very, very happy about it. I'm happy that we have the deputy president with us here, Ronnie Osumba. We have our chairman of our coalition, Raphael Tuju. This now is the first step towards the election date. Officially, I'm a candidate today. I think I've been an aspirant before.
Yeah.
Now I'm a candidate. Now it's the next 30 days.
From here, what else? What next from you?
Well, as you know, we've given our draft campaign program for the next 30 days. And you've heard what we've told the IEBC. That we think they need to get more involved in civic education so that people can understand the process. And also, we have signed an important document, the electoral regulations. And we hope that can be followed to the letter. Because a few candidates amongst us are enjoying state facilities and state resources. I don't think this is right. I think we need an equal playing field.
Right.
Where we can all sell our ideas. This is about Kenya. This is not about individuals. The country comes first.
Absolutely.
And individuals come later.
Okay. I want to throw in a question, sorry, Hussein, about your leadership. He's going to bring up other issues as well. You've talked extensively recently in the media talking about your plans for Kenya. But what is the one thing that you really want Kenyans to appreciate about your style of leadership?
Well, I've said this and I'll say it. I'm Kenya's best choice for presidency and I have a plan. And I've said it's better to promise fewer things that will work and have more impact than promising a lot of things. I think the most important thing in this campaign is that I said on November 4th here, it will be an issue-based campaign. And I'm glad I'm seeing a few people now trying to come up with issues, however late as they are. And of course, they are borrowing quite a bit from us. But the important thing at the end of the day, we want Kenyans to gain, Kenyans to benefit.
In the end, do you believe that matters, those issues? Are Kenyans really voting on issues? Do you think that matters?
We have to educate them. I think, and I can say this, the media has a blame to pick at some point for setting up an agenda for certain candidates. The pollsters, whose figures are not credible, are also setting an agenda for certain candidates. We also know who pays them. We know where they get their money. We know what tricks they use. But the real pollsters will be the Kenyan people themselves on the 4th of March.
Yeah, you've said that severally. Mheshimiwa, tell me, where are you getting your votes from then? You've said that severally.
I think if the media was fair enough and show our rallies are equally well attended. We were in Kayole on Sunday. We filled the place. It was full. We were in Narok yesterday, had the highest ever rally held in Narok. But do we get any airtime from you guys? No.
Right.
So we know that certain areas people have taken sides. I think ultimately we are underestimating the Kenyan people. And I think people are in for a shock. The Kenyan people will walk to the ballot and they will vote with their minds and brains. I don't think people will expect them to vote on euphoria, mass hysteria and emotions.
Right.
I think the important thing is to bring out issues. Kenya needs to sort out issues.
And
we have serious challenges that we must sort out.
On that note, what's the top of your agenda? You're elected.
I have said that key on my agenda is to fight the rising rate of unemployment, which is at 40% now, going towards 50. But more important also, we have serious food security issues. We have 41 million Kenyans and we are hungry. We are growing at 1.2 million a year. In 10 years, we'll be 53 million. Yet we are diminishing agricultural land by real estate and settlement. If we don't deal with these two problems, then we have serious issues on our hands. Those to me are the serious challenges, but I've said I'll fix security. I will fix infrastructure, both transport, energy, and road. I will fix water. I will fix healthcare. I will fix education. Those are the 5 things in my plan that I've said I'm going to fix.
I want to bring in special interest groups just for a moment as well. The youth, the women, people with disabilities. how do you plan to also address those needs? Of
if
course,
I can fix the 5 things, then I can grow the economy. Because we need to grow our economy to create opportunities for everybody. And I've also said that I will use agriculture, tourism, and manufacturing to grow the economy. So that everybody in Kenya, whether a young person, a woman, a person with disabilities, which is not inability, can have an opportunity in our country to stay and coexist like any other Kenyan, because there are lots of opportunities for everybody.
Let me take you back to the electorate. How are you seeing yourself winning this? First round, going to a runoff? Let me go back to what has been said by critics.
I think at the moment, anybody who thinks that this race can be won in the first round is not only lying to Kenyans, but is also misleading them. I think this race will go to second round, and we are aiming to be in second round ourselves. We are in this race to win. We wouldn't be coming all this journey if we didn't believe we would win. We have a lot of faith, a lot of hope in the majority of Kenyans who are young people who are going to vote for the first time, that they will look for leadership that will be out there to work for them.
What do you say? This has been said before. What do you say to critics who keep saying you're seeing your votes from amongst the elitists and the upper middle class, and who don't really have
not the people at the grassroots?
I do not think you can count the young people of our country as elitist or urbanized.
You believe you have
young
the
people,
youth vote?
Well, we are the young team here. Some people going around the cities and towns saying are young people are very old people compared to me and Ronnie. If you look at our average age and you look at any other team's average age, then you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know who the young people are.
Okay, finally, let me just go back to what you've been talking to when you given a chance to talk by the IEBC. You've pointed out that the IEBC need to be impartial on electoral conduct. Why do you say that, and why do you keep saying that stored resources are being used?
I mean, it is absolutely clear that we know. We know how choppers are hired in this country. We operate some. We know the state machinery being used. We know what is happening at office of the president. We know what is going on. I think it is important that IEBC goes to the root of it. We do not want our treasury plundered. The treasury is for all of us. Taxpayers are for all of us. I think it is important that the state remains non-partisan. Let Kenyans have the widest choice to elect their leaders. Right? It is time to elect the right leadership, not the convenient leadership. Let us not be boxed into a convenient piece of leadership. It won't work. Let us not be limited or boxed into certain candidates. Let Kenyans have the free mind and free will to elect their own leaders on their own without our treasury being plundered.
Finally, you're talking about, I'm not going to insinuate anything, but we've also seen you moving around in choppers and stuff. Just tell me, how do you fund your campaign? How do you finance your campaign?
We list a helicopter that we are using, right? We list a helicopter that we are using. We have friends who have been donating to us. The highest donor is 999,000, and we have a whole list. We also have many young people who are donating to us as little as 50 shillings using M-Pesa and website. And that's how we are running our campaigns. We are accountable. We can prove up to the cent that we have received. We can prove up to the cent that we have received. I am ready, willing to put all the records in place because they are there. We don't need to play around with these things. We are looking for an accountable government. That's why I said I'm Kenya's best choice.
Because of the accountability. The fact that some of these people who are running for the presidency may have accumulated wealth
in the same way.
I don't have a problem if anybody is using their wealth. I have a problem when state resources are being used.
That's what you
because
you
state
know about
resources
that
are supposed to be used for all taxpayers, right? And they are supposed to be used for social economic things, not for campaigns. That's all I'm saying. We know how rallies are arranged in our country. We know when the provincial administration is used to arrange rallies. We know these things.
Mheshimiwa, maybe you've alluded to this, but what is the biggest misconception that you think people have about you that you would want to clear right now?
I think there's propaganda from some of our opponents that, yes, Peter is the right candidate, but we are not sure. I am saying if your conscience is right, elect the right candidate. He will work for you. Don't elect convenience.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Peter Kenneth. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and all the best.
And good luck in your endeavors.